If you're in the process of applying for a K1 Fiancé Visa or are about to apply and are wondering how long is this process going to take, I wanted to provide and share as much information as I could find to reveal the current USCIS processing time for August 2025 for Form I-129F, i.e. your K1 visa. Whether you're just getting started on your immigration journey or are waiting anxiously for that next update, I hope this video will give you the clarity and insight that you need. My husband and I went through the K1 visa process, and our application took 9 months to be approved, which seemed like a lifetime of waiting for USCIS to process our case. So I thought it would be useful to keep continuing to help anyone else going through the US immigration process as much as I can. The official USCIS website currently states that 80% of cases will hear back by 9 months. If you currently have a look on the official USCIS website, there is a notice that currently states we are in the process of adjusting all processing times for service center related forms. Listing a specific location is no longer an accurate representation of where a case is going to be processed. We are adjusting our case processing time metrics to provide the most accurate and up-to-date information by form type. So I'm not sure if this applies to the K1 Visa Service Center locations, but hopefully USCIS is going to be able to provide more accurate information on processing time for cases. If you don't hear back from USCIS by their predicted time that was given at the time of you applying, you can make an inquiry to USCIS on their website if your processing time is outside of the normal processing time window. And I'll leave a link to this in the description box. Let's take a look at what USCIS are currently processing. The website I'm using is called trackmyvisanow.com, which I stumbled upon while waiting for our own K1 visa application to be approved. And it was a total lifesaver, as it gave us so much hope as to when we could potentially hear back from USCIS. Just as a note, I'm not associated with the website. I just thought it would be useful to walk through this information, especially if you're anything like me and just want to begin living life with your partner. Other apps we used to keep an eye on our application was Case Tracker app, as well as the website casestatusext.com. If you're only interested in the current wait time, at the top here, they've stated the current processing time for Form I-129F ranges from 8 to 11 months. Recently filed applications will experience longer wait times. Track My Visa Now's prediction software does take into account both historical data and recent trends to adjust the predicted time estimate. The first graph currently shows all the applications for the K1 visa dating back from August 2023 to today's date, August 2025. I've simplified this graph for demonstration purposes, and in green shows all the cases that have been approved, and all those in blue are still waiting to be processed. Those in yellow were cases that were processed by USCIS, but a request for evidence was sent to the applicant. As you can see, the majority of those who applied either in November 2025 or before have been approved, with a few applications from various months that have still been untouched by USCIS. As of today, they still have approximately 24% of applications that they received in November 2024 to process. USCIS has already started working on cases that were sent to them in December 2024. On Monday, the 28th of July, they started processing the December 2024 cases and so far have approved 199 cases. The second graph is what I want to focus on, as it shows how many cases USCIS processes each month. USCIS have slowed down the processing of cases in comparison to that of last year. However, just to focus on what's occurring as of today, you can see that last month, July 2025, USCIS processed 2,479 cases, which is actually more than what they processed in the month of June 2025. So they actually processed 513 more cases when compared to the prior month. Hopefully, this means a slight improvement in processing times. USCIS does have a proven track record of speeding up processing in order to reduce the wait time for K1 processing. If I click on the Daily tab, you can see that between the middle to the end of July, USCIS started processing more applications per day than the beginning of July. This final graph here shows what USCIS is processing as of today's date, August 1st, 2025. In the last 28 days, USCIS processed the majority of cases from November 2024. And on July 28th, they began processing cases from December 2024. In green, you can see the amount of cases approved, and in yellow, those who received a request for more evidence. This month, USCIS should continue finishing cases from November 2024 and focus heavily on cases from December 2024. So this means if you filed in December 2024, your case may be next to be approved. Once your case is approved, it'll then be sent to the National Visa Center for processing before your application is sent to your home country's U.S. Embassy. This part of the process is currently taking approximately 2 months. Track My Visa Now did recently release a statement in their newsletter, and I'll leave a link to the full newsletter in the description box, in which they stated, transfers to the Department of State's National Visa Center have also slowed in the second quarter, tacking on an additional 2 months for cases post-approval. I know the wait is long and frustrating, but hang in there. If you'd like to share your timeline, feel free to drop it in the comments below, as I'm sure it'll help others and give those currently waiting some hope. If you found this video useful, or if you would like me to keep posting updates on USCIS processing, please let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and my fingers are crossed that USCIS processes your case very soon.